This video ends when I find a 5-star read. Bonjour à tous, je m'appelle Alexa Raye. How did that sound? Did that sound good? I feel like it sounded kind of good. But welcome to another video. I'm so glad you're here and I'm so glad you clicked on today's video. We are going to be attempting to read until I find a 5-star read. This reading vlog did not go as planned. Not one bit. I thought this would be a really fun video to try out. I've seen this video circulate around YouTube for a while now and it seemed like a super fun little challenge to do. This reading vlog takes place over the course of a few weeks. Honestly, the clips are kind of scattered all over the place. It took me a very long time to get through this reading vlog because I didn't let you guys down. We didn't stop going until I found my 5-star read. You guys will see throughout the video my struggle with it. It's just a really chaotic, crazy vlog, but nonetheless, it was super fun to film. We found a 5-star read. We also tackled my April TBR. Absolutely love that for us. Yeah, we just have a whole lot of fun in this. We pick apart books that I never thought I would pick apart and not like, and it's just a real fun time. So that's what we are doing in today's video. I hope you guys are excited. Grab some snacks, grab some drinks, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Really quick, I'd like to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Lingoda. If you're not familiar with Lingoda, they are an online language learning school where you can learn Spanish, French, German, English, and business English. If you didn't know this about me, a little fun fact, I actually took 5 years of French in high school and college. I've always just been very interested in French culture. I love the language. You guys have also seen me do so many reading vlogs on romances that take place in France. Anna and the French Kiss is one of my all-time favorite YA romances, and it's actually the book that kickstarted me back into reading a few years ago. So anyways, I decided to take a few classes with Lingoda, revisit the language, brush up on my skills, and it has honestly been so much fun. I love learning so much. It has been such an exciting part of my day when it's time to join a Lingoda class. I love that the classes are online, so you're able to learn anywhere, and the coolest part is that Lingoda offers classes 24/7, so there's always a class that I can find to fit with my crazy schedule. Lingoda also offers this really cool course. It's called the Language Sprint, where you can make progress very quickly by taking classes every day for 2 months straight. I think this is such a cool way to challenge yourself, but also really dive into the language. If you attend all your classes during the sprint, Lingoda will give you all your money back. They will literally refund you 100% of their course fee. 50,000 people have participated in previous Lingoda sprints and absolutely loved it because the learning method shows results in a short period of time. You can click the link down below in my description to learn more about Lingoda, and you can also use my code Alexa20 to get 20 euros off or $25 off your sprint registration. But thank you so much to Lingoda for sponsoring today's video, and let's jump in to the reading vlog. It is time to kickstart this reading vlog, and the first book we are going to read is Wretched by Emily McIntyre. This is the 3rd book in the Never After series. Book 1 was a Peter Pan reimagining, and then book 2 was a Lion King reimagining. Those are 2 of my favorite Disney movies. Wretched is a Wizard of Oz reimagining. I just don't remember there being like a lot of romance in the Wizard of Oz, and I don't really know what this story is going to revolve around. I'm assuming the villain in the story that we're going to be reading about is the Wicked Witch of the West, because that's the villain in the Wizard of Oz, but I don't know who the love interest is going to be. I don't really know what the storyline is going to be like. I think I'll love it regardless because it is a Never After novel and is by Emily McIntyre. I really love her writing style. I love how she takes these classic fairy tales and turns them into something so dark and twisted. I have no doubt in my mind that I'm going to love this. Something I love about the Never After novels is that on the back she does like little poem blurbs. This one is, once upon a time there was a wicked girl. She lost everything that mattered, causing darkness to unfurl. Impulsive and intelligent, she helped her family name grow strong. But then one day a man without a heart came along. An undercover agent meant to spy and bring back tips, following down her hidden path of faded yellow bricks. She hated him, he wanted her, she was too good to be true, but a woman can be great and terrible too. Spicy. I'm nervous, but I'm not at the same time because, again, I've loved every book so far in the series. But yeah, we're gonna hop right into it. this one, guys. I'm actually really disappointed, to be quite honest, because I loved Hooked and I really, really love Scarred, but this one is like, I don't know, this one like really freaks me out. I don't know why, but it just gives me like really bad vibes and a weird, uncomfortable feeling. If you're familiar with this series, they are dark, twisted romances. Some of the stuff you read in these books is like a little bit uncomfortable, very twisted, messed up stuff. But there's like something about this story specifically that I am just not liking, making me really uncomfortable. I don't really like the main character, Eveline. I don't know, I'm really not liking it. I'm actually really upset and I'm kind of surprised because I love these books. I picked this one up thinking that it would at least be a really good kickstart to this vlog, but I think it's like backfiring. I have to say, going into this too, I didn't think the story would be about what it's about. I don't know, I'm just like not liking this. Great start to the reading vlog. Okay guys, we just finished up Wretched by Emily McIntyre. I'm so disappointed right now. This clearly was not a 5-star for me. It was actually a 2-star read for me, which is really crazy and very rare. I like never read a book I don't like. With this though, that just wasn't the case. I did not like this one bit. I did not like the characters. I really didn't like the storyline. It just wasn't something I was interested in, and the characters weren't really interesting. I think the chemistry too between them was just non-existent. Eveline just says like the weirdest and most like cringy stuff, and it kept getting worse and worse. And then there was like this one scene when they were both outside, and I just feel like it's going to be stuck in my memory forever, and it's something I don't want stuck in my memory. It was not it. This book was not it. The characters were not it. If you have a very similar reading style and reading taste to myself, I would not recommend this. Some things are just a little bit too twisted, and I don't need to read those things. I want to literally erase it from my mind. Good morning, guys. So we woke up this morning and we chose our next read in the reading vlog, and I picked up The Elite. This is book 2 in the selection series. It gives off a lot of Bachelor vibes, and it takes place in a dystopian world. The main character is America Singer. She comes from a lower class, but somehow she has made it into the selection and has become a fan favorite. And the main premise of the story is that she's in love with someone back at home who's below her class, so they can't really be together. So she goes into the selection for her family because that's what they want for her. And then I think in book 2 only 6 girls remain, and she's one of the 6 girls. So we're just kind of continuing on the story. We knocked out a pretty big chunk this morning. Honestly, I picked this book up knowing it most likely wasn't going to be a 5-star read, but after reading Wretched, I just needed something that I knew was going to be safe for me and that I was familiar with. So I thought I'd continue on in a series that I'm in the middle of, which is the selection. We're gonna finish this up, see what happens. I'm like so frustrated right now. Like, this is not going how I thought it was going to go. We finished this book. I knew it wasn't going to be a 5-star read because book 1 wasn't a 5-star read for me. These books are a little young for me, and I do enjoy them. I have been enjoying the series very much. I love the idea of it. But this book, this was a 3-star read for me. I'm rating this 3 stars because I feel like it was almost just like a filler for the series maybe. I'm hoping book 3 is it for me. This just felt like a filler book, and it was honestly very repetitive. I was getting very frustrated and annoyed with America throughout this entire story because she just doesn't know what she wants. I didn't love her character in this. Also, I like adore Maxon, and I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion or a popular opinion, but I feel really bad for him. He really shows America like what he wants, and she's just like playing with his heart. the entire story. So I'm hoping in book 3 we get to see more action, and I'm also hoping like the whole romance aspect just kind of ties together and everything plays out the way I'm hoping it does. Even though low-key I feel like America doesn't deserve it after this book. I feel like she doesn't deserve Prince Maxon. We finished this book up pretty fast too. It's a very short read, and it's also like super fast-paced. So if you're looking for a super fast-paced, easygoing read that kind of gives off Bachelor vibes, I highly recommend the Selection series because it's so easy. Hello guys, it's a little bit later now, and I thought we would start a new book. Can't even like process these first few books we've read in this vlog because not how I expected this video to be going, but here we are. We are moving on to book 3 in the reading vlog. Hopefully it will do us better than the first 2 books did, because I am just totally baffled that the first 2 books did us so dirty. So I decided we'd jump in to The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. This is book 1 in the Dreamland Billionaire series. I've heard so many positive things about the Dreamland Billionaire series. It's also one of my favorite tropes. I love like the billionaire trope. They usually go on super crazy, extravagant dates and trips. I think it just makes the story more fun and interesting. And then it's also a workplace trope, so the romance is between the boss and an employee. I don't think I've read many stories with that trope in it, but I'm really interested in it and I'm excited to give this a try. I've also heard it gives off mega Disney vibes. You guys know I'm like a huge Disney fan, so I'm really excited to see all the Disney vibes and references in here. This is about Rowan and Zara. Rowan is in the business of creating fairy tales, theme parks, production companies, 5-star hotels, all that crazy fun stuff, very similar to Disney. And from the vibes I'm getting is Zara works at Dreamland. Definitely gives off Grumpy Meets Sunshine vibes. I thought we'd pick this one up as the 3rd book because I have high hopes. Could we also take a moment, look at these chapter dividers. These are so fun. I love it. To the girls who dream of meeting a prince but end up falling for the misunderstood villain. Oh, I have high hopes. I'm really excited. Let's hop into it.
And it's a little too late. There's just enough time. If we let it all out, could I swallow my pride? And I should just walk home, but we're both scared of being alone. And that's how you throw it all away in a small town. Everybody's talking cause they know now.
Oh my gosh, guys. Thank you so much to Lauren Asher for writing such a bomb book. I'm literally so happy. This is so cute. And it gives off like all the Disney vibes. You guys were not kidding when you said this book gives off straight up Disney vibes. Last chapter I just read was absolutely adorable because they spend the day going on rides in the park. And it gave off all the cutest, most Disney lovey-dovey vibes I could have ever hoped for. Butterfly feeling, you know that feeling? That's the feeling I get reading this book right now, and it makes me so happy because the first 2 books of this vlog were not doing it for me. This one's actually starting to do it for me, and I'm really excited. We have the Grumpy Meets Sunshine trope. We do have a little bit of an age gap in here. We have the billionaire trope. It definitely is like a slow burn type of read, but there's just all these little moments between Zara and Rowan that are just getting me right now. Like I am living for these 2 people. I just want to do a little check-in with you guys. Everything is going amazing so far. It makes me so happy, and I'm starting to regain hope for this reading vlog that we are going to find a 5-star read. Literally just so happy right now. Like, how have I not started this series sooner? Okay, back to reading. I am about to finish up The Fine Print. I think the story is so cute. I love Rowan and Zara's like dynamic in their relationship. I can confirm this definitely gives off like all the Disney vibes, and I'm so here for it. I have never read a book that revolves around like a theme park. All the fun stuff that comes along with Disney is basically in this book, and I'm here for it. It's the same thing when I read Throttled, which is also by Lauren Asher. I love her characters. I love the storylines. Her writing style is so on point for me, okay? I love her writing style. I will definitely continue to read books by her because of her writing style. There's just something missing. I don't know what, but something is missing from these stories that like keep them from being a 5-star for me. And it's very, very frustrating. I loved Rowan. I love Zara. I love their relationship throughout the story. But it just got to a point where I was like getting so frustrated with Rowan. He just kept messing things up over and over again, and I was very frustrated with him. I gave it 4 stars because I actually really, really enjoyed it. I love the characters. I love the storyline. I love the Disney vibes. Everything about it was immaculate. Halfway through the story, the characters started doing stuff that I was just like, why are you doing this? Like, you're literally sabotaging yourself right now. And that frustrated me. Would I recommend this book to people? Absolutely, 100%. I would recommend it. I think it was adorable. Am I frustrated because I thought it was going to be my 5-star video? Yes. I think I'm going to read book 2 in the Dreamland Billionaire series just because the fine print was such a good read and it felt like it was going to be a 5-star for me. So I feel like we should give book 2 a chance because I also hear so many people say that this is their favorite book in the entire series. I feel like this has a pretty good chance at being our 5-star. This is about Declan and Iris. Declan is Rowan's older brother, and I think this is like arranged marriage or like fake marriage, fake dating trope, and I love those tropes so much in books. This is going to be our next read. I'll talk to you guys when we start it. I love this whole idea of the fake dating, fake marriage trope. I love it so much. And I love Declan's character. The first half of this book, I really loved Iris. But now I'm just to a point where I'm literally like, oh my gosh, figure out what you want already. The last few chapters have been so frustrating to read. And I can already tell these next chapters are going to be even more frustrating. I like the whole idea of the greenhouse and the plants. I love that she's obsessed with plants. I think that's adorable. These last few chapters though, Iris has just been driving me crazy. Like, I feel like I can't even read her point of view anymore because it's just honestly infuriating. Like, just figure out what you want, girlfriend. I feel like the entire story, Declan has known what he wanted and Iris has just been kind of playing games with him. We're gonna do a little skincare segment here while I talk to you about the ending of Terms and Conditions and my final rating on it. I really loved Terms and Conditions. I loved Declan and Iris's story. I thought it was very cute. I love, love, love fake dating in books. It's probably one of my favorite tropes aside from the typical enemies to lovers. It's also another workplace or work environment romance trope, so very similar to book 1. I also liked that we got to see Rowan and Zara kind of pop in occasionally throughout this book. I love when book series do that. Again, I also really loved Declan and Iris's entire dynamic. I loved their relationship. You know, Declan really trusted Iris with everything. There was definitely just something missing in it for me, and I don't know what it was. It was 4 stars. So many people rave about this book in the series. They say it's their favorite one, and I was like, oh, okay, it's probably going to be my favorite one too then. It just wasn't. Like, Iris's character was very annoying to me. I don't know what it was about her, but I just did not really like her character. I liked her character in the beginning. I didn't like her character the last half of the book. I don't know. Again, I feel like it's an unpopular opinion, but like the way she was kind of going back and forth with Declan was just infuriating to me. So it was a 4-star read. Again, that's still a really good rating for me. The fact that we have read 4 books in this vlog already and I have not found a 5-star read is very, very frustrating, but also very surprising because, again, I rarely read a book that I'm not like utterly obsessed with. So unfortunately, Terms and Conditions was not it for us. It was not our 5-star read, but I am going to head to bed now, and then tomorrow we will figure out what book we're going to read next. Addicted for Now by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is book 3 in the Addicted series. It's a chunky one, okay? And it's kind of the reason why I haven't picked it up. We have a pretty good chance at it being our 5-star read because I've heard so many people say that this is the book that really ties everything together. You fall madly in love with Lily and Lo, so I think we are going to give this one a try.
Maybe I made some mistakes. Maybe you shouldn't talk that way. Really.
I am so conflicted right now because I loved this. In the first part of this, I did not like it at all. I thought it was going to be another 3 or even 2-star read. I read book 1 like a few months ago and I really didn't vibe with it. I think I gave it like a 3-star rating, honestly. And then I read book 2 and I think that was 4 stars, but it was also a really short book. So I didn't really have a lot to judge. And going into this one, a lot of people had said that this is like the best book in the series because everything comes together and you're gonna fall madly in love with Lily and Lo. The first half of this book, I was feeling it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to quit this vlog or something because this is not going to be a 5-star read for me. I just didn't like it. I could not get into it. There's something about Lily and Lo that I just couldn't vibe with. I feel so bad because so many people love this series and I get it, but at the same time, it's just not my favorite. Never really read a romance that revolves around addiction. This is just a really hard series for me to kind of get through, but I have to say that halfway through, I started to really enjoy the book, the story, the characters. I love how much of an insight we get into Rose and Daisy's lives. I love getting an insight into their lives because it makes me so excited to jump into the Calloway sister series, and I cannot wait to read those books. Lily and Lo's story was definitely a little frustrating in the beginning because, again, the whole idea of this, it revolves around addiction, so it's just frustrating to read at times because you're like, why are they doing this? Why are they making the choices that they're making? But at the same time, it's because they have an addiction and it's hard to navigate that. So we're watching them navigate being together while also, you know, navigating their addictions, trying to get better for one another. It was just like a lot of back and forth, very slow in the beginning, and then I want to say not even halfway. It was a little bit more than halfway through the book. It started to take off and I was super into it and I had to just keep going. 4 stars. I have to say this is definitely a 4-star read for me. I'm very excited to keep going in the series now that I finished this because now I feel like we're going to start getting into the best core books of the series. I feel like the first 3 books of the series is definitely really setting up the rest of the series for us. So yeah, it took me a pretty long time to get through. I have to say the audiobook for it definitely helped getting through it faster because I would just listen to it when I was cooking, if I was at the gym, stuff like that. I had to push through the first 3 books so I can now branch out into the Calloway sister series. The next book we are going to read, I actually picked it out. I decided last night, out of the blue, what our next book was going to be because it's a book that I have... You guys know, you already know. It is a book I have had on my TBR for the past 3 or 4 months, I want to say. I could not get into it. I picked it up once and I read the first chapter or 2 and I just couldn't get into it. It's a really weird and different writing style, I feel like. It's been jumping from my monthly TBRs to the next for the longest time. We are going to tackle it in today's vlog. I have to be completely honest, I have been putting this book off for the longest time because I've just heard a lot of mixed reviews about it. I know there's a lot of crazy stuff that happens in here. There's cheating, it's very toxic, so I've definitely been putting it off because of that, because it's just not my favorite type of thing to read. But I made the executive decision last night that we are going to be tackling it in today's video because you know what? We've already read 5 books. Why the heck not? Let's finish off my April TBR and read Miss Magnolia Parks. So that is going to be our next book of the reading vlog, Miss Magnolia Parks. I'm not going to start right now though because I'm actually headed to the gym. Got it right here for some nighttime reading tonight. We've done it. We have actually done it. We found a 5-star read and I am shook, literally shook right now. If you would have told me that Magnolia Parks would be our 5-star read to complete this reading vlog, I would have looked at you like you were absolutely insane. We have found our 5-star read. Also, one of the prettiest book covers I own. Look how gorgeous. I really thought I was going to be on the side of people who did not like this universe, who did not like the story, because it is a very toxic, not good type of relationship throughout the entire story. I'm not saying by any means that this book is like the ideal relationship. I'm not saying we should glorify or put this relationship on a pedestal, because it's really toxic and I don't think anyone should be in a relationship like this. Regardless, I absolutely love this book and I love this story and I love these characters. I will absolutely be buying the other books in the series to move on. This was quite the roller coaster, I must say, and I had ups and downs. I definitely shed a few tears because it just was a very emotional roller coaster. Magnolia and BJ's relationship throughout the entire story was just ups and downs. It really seemed like they had a big communication problem. Neither of them wanted to tell each other how the other one felt, and I definitely would recommend checking for trigger warnings, stuff like that, because there is like drug abuse in this book. There's cheating in this book. Like I said, it's a very toxic relationship. The storyline, it really got me and I didn't think it would. I really thought this was going to be a book I did not like because of how toxic it was. I don't like cheating in books. This book made me feel things, but it also made me revisit feelings, and I think that's why I liked it so much. I am so excited to move on in the rest of the series and read more about the characters and revisit the characters. But yeah, I am so happy. I'm so excited. We have finally found our 5-star read. I think this was our 6th book of the vlog, and I did not think it was going to take us 6 books. I'm kind of happy it did, because it got to a point where I was kind of running out of ideas on what book I wanted to choose next, and then I was like, you know what? We're gonna tackle the book that I've been putting off for the past 2-3 months, and I pushed myself in today's vlog to finally read it, and I'm so happy I did because I wound up loving it more than I could ever think possible. Definitely check for trigger warnings because there is drug abuse. There's a whole bunch of crazy stuff in this book that is very sensitive for so many people, and I just want you guys to be careful before jumping in to this wild universe. But if you do, I'm so excited for you and I hope you enjoy it. I am happy but also very sad to say that this is the end of our reading vlog. We have finally found our 5-star read and I'm so happy about it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me in today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I feel like it is a bit all over the place because it has taken me a very long time to actually film this entire video. It's taken your girl a hot minute, but we finally made it. We knocked off almost every book on my TBR list for the month of April, which is also really cool. Comment down below if you have read any of the books that you saw me read today and let me know what you rated them. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video.